So today we're going to make some sushi, one of my favourites to eat and also love making sushi. So today what we're going to do, we're going to have some rolls, like a nigiri sushi, and then we're going to have some sushi that's going to be made with hand pressed rice, and then we're going to put the filling over the top. So I'm going to have some raw, some cooked, some that's going to be seared and marinated. So that's what we're going to do today. Now I'm cooking quite a lot of rice here. It's 1 kilo rice. It's going to give me about 100 to 120 pieces of sushi. So 2 times the amount of water to rice, rinse it very well and cook it for 20 minutes. Now in this first video I'm going to show you all about how to prepare the ingredients for the sushi, and in the second video I'm going to show you how to roll and shape it. Now first thing I do when I'm using fresh fish, I use plenty of ice water and I wash and rinse the fish off very well. So once I've filleted it, I'm just going to wash the fish in lots of cold iced water. And I'll leave it in the water for about 5 minutes just to chill down completely. Now this is the fish I'm going to use for the sushi today. So I've got some salmon and I've got some fresh monkfish. Now one of the things you can do with sushi is place your fish into a brine solution for 30 minutes, and this will firm up the flesh and give the fish a nice taste. So I'm going to rest in the brine for 30 minutes. Afterwards we're going to use this brined fish for the hand rolled sushi, and I've got some going in some nori seaweed sushi as well. Now one of the sushi is going to be a soy blackened sushi with salmon. So a little bit honey, some soy, some chilli seeds, and we're just going to marinate that for 10 minutes. Now chicken teriyaki is one of my daughter's favourites, so we're just going to use 1 chicken breast here. Going to use a clove of garlic, and with the chicken breast I'm just slicing it into thin pieces. You don't have to slice it across, you can just slice the chicken down if you prefer. Now with any of these fillings you can use them as a meal by itself. So this chicken teriyaki for instance, very nice with rice. So I'm just finely chopping the garlic. We're going to mix that with some sesame oil, some sugar, some soy sauce, and the garlic of course. Now all recipes will be in the description below. We're going to marinate this chicken for about 5 minutes only. So I'm going to go in there again with some clove of garlic, 1 chicken breast, 2 teaspoons of oyster sauce, teaspoon of fish sauce, teaspoon of soy, teaspoon of sugar, and 2 teaspoons of sesame oil. Now you can leave this to marinate overnight if you prefer. The important thing to remember is just before you cook the chicken to season the chicken. Now I'm going to cook on quite a high heat because I almost want to caramelize those ingredients. So during the cooking we're going to cook this chicken for 4 minutes on each side. After the cooking, the chicken's going to produce a little bit of liquid in the pan. As you cool the chicken down with the cooking liquor, that cooking juices are going to thicken slightly and glaze over the top of the chicken. So during the cooking we just want to baste the breast with some of the cooking juices. Now I'm cooking on a high heat. You see the juices being produced? I want to spoon those juices over the top of the chicken. Now moving on to the seared monkfish, so just a tiny bit of salt, a little bit of pepper. There's 1 teaspoon of oil on the monkfish, but there's no oil in the pan. I'm not cooking the fish, I'm just applying a little bit of heat to both sides. So I'm going to cook for 1 minute on the first side, turn the fish over, and I'm going to cook for another 30 seconds. We're not cooking the fish, I'm just searing the fish. And this one's going to go inside one of our hand rolled sushi. Beautiful fresh monkfish. Now once the monkfish is seared, I'm going to sprinkle a bit of soy sauce over the top of the monkfish. And I always use Kikkoman soy sauce. I prefer that brand, it's a really nice flavoured soy sauce. Now next we're going to go in there with the crispy salmon skin. So I've just applied a little bit of salt to the skin, and we're going to go in there with our soy blackened salmon. Now this dish will produce a bit of smoke. This particular piece of salmon has 3 sides. We're going to sear it for 30 seconds on each side, and then we're going to place it back into the marinade ingredients. So you can see it's producing quite a bit of smoke, and it will char quite heavily, but it will remain raw on the inside. So 30 seconds on each side. You're going to flip it over, you're going to cook it for 30 seconds on the other side. And keep an eye on the salmon skin. So we just want to cook the salmon skin for about 4 to 5 minutes until it's crispy. And that's going to go inside one of the sushi with monkfish. I'm going to have a crispy salmon skin over the top. So once the salmon's seared, it's going to go back into its marinade. You're going to leave it in the marinade for 5 or 10 minutes. Now the salmon skin's really nice, crispy and that though. It's just an optional extra. You don't have to use the salmon skin, but it's just nice as a nice texture in the sushi. Once the rice is cooked, I just cool it down. I sprinkle a little bit of rice vinegar and MIRIN, which is like a sweet vinegar, over the top. So please remember, this is the first part in the second part video series. In the second part, I'm going to show you how to roll the sushi. So this one in particular is with the brined salmon, the brined monkfish, with some avocado. So I've got rice on the outside of this particular version of sushi. And I'm going to show you some hand-rolled sushi, and I'll show you some sushi with the nori seaweed on the outside as well. So watch out for the second part. Thanks for watching Family Kitchen with Mark.